Welcome back to Fire Emblem Thracia 776. Last time was a very eventful start to the A route. We defeated Kempf and also recruited, well, one route exclusive character and one walking A rank with staves. This time we're going to take on the most infamous map of the route split, though there are only two chapters on each route. In the B route, the first map is the more infamous one, but here it's the second. Having breached Fort Nordheim, the Liberation Army finally stood before the gates of Leonster. Yet their fight was far from over. A battalion of Imperial troops and pallet-swapped bosses, even larger in number than the one at Fort Nordheim, awaited them. And yeah, the one boss there who's not pallet-swapped is obviously recruitable, but she's gonna make us work for it. You might notice my deployments are already here. I've already done all of my item preparations off screen. But, okay, in terms of the map here, well, firstly, we have Misha herself. She has the Wind Sword. On the B route, you get this on an enemy in Chapter 16. But for this, to get it here, you need to recruit or capture Misha, and if you capture her, actually, it does recruit her. And that's easier said than done because she's mounted. Now, note her 13 magic. This means that you need 14 or more magic to hit her with a sleep staff. Also, she has 3-star authority. Speaking of authority, this guy here has 5-star authority, so the enemy's going to have quite high hit rates against us. Also, these good axes, you can only get them with an extremely swole thief or the thief staff, because this guy has 20 con. He's also guarded by 2 siege tome users, one with bolting and one with meteor. These ballistas have pretty high hit rates. He also has, okay, actually these killer axes are pretty good to capture if you can do that. Also a big battalion of armor knights here with some pretty high levels and stats. Seems like we can't get over the river yet, but you'll see later. Some scrubs here, but now we have some absolutely not scrub Pegasus Knights for once. These ones are quite strong, and they all have Rider's Banes and Javelins. I'm probably going to have to try and take them out with like a mage lure. But at the same time, you've got to be careful that Misha doesn't end up dying. So it's kind of tricky all round to deal with this group. And yes, even though they are green units, they're like the green units in Chapter 14. They will attack you, and you can willingly attack them. Speaking of green units, there'll be green unit pirates that eventually spawn here, and they go for these villages. You want to get to these because they have warp and rescue. Speaking of warp, we also have more. Oh no, he's turned to evil after his study in archetypes went horribly wrong. He has a warp staff, and his main gimmick is he'll warp staff the Loptrians up here down to you. But if you can capture him, you can get this staff for yourself. Also, he has Fenrir, which is very, very scary to deal with. Just be aware that this is a thing that exists as well. But, okay, in terms of my army here, I actually have Sappy deployed with an S-Drink despite her fatigue, but I'm also bringing Sleuth too, because I really, really need Restore Staffs in this map. There will eventually be an enemy with a Sleep Staff, and yeah, you want to make sure that you can cure that, otherwise your sleeping characters will be out for the rest of the map. Now, Ilios here, yeah, I actually managed to capture a lot of boltings in this run, so Ilios is going to be my Super Siege Tome spamming guy, preferably with the aid of an Ensorcel Staff, which I have quite a few of. You need Karen if she's fatigued, make sure you can spare a stamina drink for her. Dean's very useful for fighting the Loptrian mages on the cliff. Also, you need someone to get to the cliff because there's a recruitment up there. Homer, I'm going to try some Nosferatu tanking with Homer. Hopefully it goes okay. Also, I have Null Scroll to give him a defense growth, because that's like the one growth that the one stat he doesn't really have right now. Brighton's got the Soul Manual to make him a bit tankier. And Lara is 1 point below being fatigued, and that's all that matters. And Finn and Glade are here for their authority stars. Here's the thing, though. So, I forgot about this. The Sleep Staff broke on this route. And I broke the Hammer and Staff in the last map. This means I need to use the Sleep Edge in order to capture Misha. So, oh boy, this is going to be interesting. This ominous music is very fitting because I am quite worried about this chapter. There are also some reinforcement Mage Knights from below, but I'll go into those later. They come on turn 12. Turns 10 to 15 are the real danger points. Also on this route, you actually get to see Gustav before he, before Chapter 18 where you fight him. On the B route, you don't do that. And yeah, this dialogue still plays even if you didn't trigger Kemp's aggro. Well, the one redeeming quality about Gustav is that he hates Kemp just as much as we do, but pretty much everybody hates Kemp. In a way, he actually set an archetype that was later followed by characters like Narcian and Excellus, people on the enemy side who even the enemy army hates. Yeah, Reinhardt and the Gelben Ritter are approaching the enemy from behind. So yeah, this map is, it's definitely way more, well, you know, this is the cost of going, the less stealthy approach. We've got the full might of Frigga arrayed against us here. And not only that, but Bishop Sias will be gracing us with his presence, and that's not a presence we want to be graced with. He happened to be traveling nearby, which is the worst possible thing for us. Yeah, the military genius. And you know what that means? Yeah, it's not our lucky day at all. Lord Tactician, yep. Oh boy, he won't be arriving until turn 10, but that's the point where you want to be very, very, very afraid. So, Misha is really, really interesting in terms of a recruitable character concept. She's actually the daughter of one of the minor bosses from Genealogy of the Holy War. Now, the enemy is very clearly expositing her backstory here. But it is mentioned who her mother is, and, yeah, I originally couldn't really take her seriously that much because, in the old translation, they misspelled her mother's name as Dietvar, D-E-T-V-A-R, but she's one of the Pegasus Knights who end up fighting in, Chapter 4, the Salise War of Succession, involving Lewin's evil uncles who are palette swaps. And I just find this really interesting. It kind of humanizes one of the generic bosses of an earlier Fire Emblem game. Like, as an analogy, this would be like if they made, like, Barter the Beast's son recruitable in a remake of Fire Emblem 6. Thankfully, that army is not in danger at all. Because, yeah, it's good they don't simulate an actual fight with Reinhardt here, or we'd probably lose a few people. So yeah, the fact that it's a Silesian mercenaries, it's a little bit more obvious that you need to use Karen for the recruitment this time, but Karen's only step 1 of said recruitments. Okay, so the first step of this is to try and capture more with Dean somehow, which is gonna be kind of rough to do. Although he did start next to Safi, though Safi's not my warper in this file. Okay then. Right, that's not a bad start, but... Like, I hate having to use a warp to get a warp, but like... Oh no, hang on. Maybe I don't need to do this just yet. Because once that guy does get aggroed, he's gonna start warping the Loprians down to me. Just sort of need to set myself up in a good position before that happens. Mainly with Karen. And yeah, since I just remembered that Misha can't use her sword while dismounted. Also, the enemies here have pretty good evasion on them thanks to all of the authority stars in play, which is annoying. But yeah. Apologies if I end up sounding a bit weird here, it's just like, it's a hot take, but I don't like this map very much. I don't really enjoy it at all. The side objectives are just so convoluted and nerve-wracking to actually execute. Especially, like, when, you know, trying to capture this guy's warp staff on top of everything else. In fact, you know what? I might actually as well send Ilios up here and then ensorcel him. Now, this map does have quote-unquote asshole reinforcements. That is, reinforcements that spawn right at the beginning of the map. But they don't spawn until turn 12. So, by the time they're here, you should be mostly done with the map. I've used up a bit more of the Kingmaker than I have on my other file, but Leaf also has an intact light brand here, thanks to me using Hammer on it much earlier in the game. Yeah, these guys can use javelins and then sort of end up bottlenecking you because they don't die on the enemy phase. Now, I am almost certainly going to need this Kingmaker later, so I don't really want to break it, especially since I don't have a Hammer and staff anymore. Because, yeah, like, I'm not even getting into the whole thing that is capturing Misha. Oh, are you... What? Yeah, I hate when he goes that far back. But yeah, like, the general, like, idea of the AI on warping enemies is, and, like, this is something that people in the comments have told me, they like to warp in enemies to locations where other enemies are already engaging your units. So that explains why the rewarp Loptrians in 16B would only really warp down when Fergus was fighting a couple of berserkers in the lower corner. But yeah, oh, damn it, he's just gone so far away. Yeah, sorry, I do not like this map. I do not like this map. It just does not give me pleasant feelings. And now he's just going to keep running all the way up there and warp these guys, and I'm going to basically lose warp before... I mean, I suppose I can afford to not get it. It's just like, it just feels wrong of me not to get it, because it is one of the main things that the A route has going for it, is an extra warp staff. But okay, in that case, I think I might as well just send Dean... Oh, Dean doesn't even have a javelin. At least they have crap attack speed with their own javelins, but does anybody here have a javelin they can lend him? Oh, Karen does, okay. I guess I can go ahead and do this. Yeah, I suppose if I'm kind of sort of giving up on one side objective, I might as well go for the other as well. Go for the other instead, I mean. Equip that, Nile manual. Not that it's really going to help that much, but, you know. If somehow any berserkers spontaneously spawn. Yeah, now I don't really think I'm going to make much use of Ilios here. But I sort of want to provoke the Pegasus Knights and then lure them back into Asbel and Homer, but just doing that without getting Misha killed is the other problem. Because I need to hit her with a Sleep Edge, and that means I probably need to dismount Fergus to avoid those Rider's Banes. And I need to get... oh, Lara has a sword, which means the enemies will kill her rather than capture her. I should probably take that sword away. Haven't ensorcelled Ilios yet. And I guess since we're already engaging the enemy here, I may as well keep that up. Oh, I only have 10 Kingmaker uses left. I should stop using that right now. Because I am very much going to need the Kingmaker later. You really want to stack all the avoid and accuracy you can get in the later part of this chapter. Because can you believe we haven't even reached the worst of it yet? Yeah, I also don't really have a ton of experience with the A route. I usually go B route, so, preparing for this playthrough was the first time I ever did the A route. Oh, and I completely forgot about the sleep staff, and yeah, I mean, that's going to be an interesting challenge later on, I'll just say. And yep, you're javelining. It's like Leaf's getting hit a lot, but he's not taking a bunch of damage. I guess he's kind of in range of Dean now. It's just like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. And hi there. Thank you for the miss there. Glee doesn't have a javelin, though, unfortunately. Okay, so my hope is that a bunch of... They're not aggroing yet. Okay, they're not aggroing yet. That is profoundly weird, and I didn't give him a scroll this time, so he risks crit from this guy. I think I'm just going to go for the Dragon Pike here. Even though there's a decent chance that he gets crit if he does that. Oh, wait, no, hang on. Karen has a scroll, I think. Yes, she does. Okay. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and just Dragon Pike you. At least it means less warp annoyance, but yeah, it does bother me to not get the warp staff here. And if he gets hit, yes he did, I have to physic him now. Or rescue staff him. May the blessings of Doma... That's like the last words of basically every single Duma boss in, Thank you, that was a very good Vigor Star proc. Okay, yeah, let's get you out of there. I did have Physics Staves, and I had Rescue as a fallback, but still, that was a very good Physics Star proc. Movement Star, that's the word, Vigor Star. Okay, so, right, now those Loptrians are all just stuck up on that cliff, which might actually be a bad thing, because I need to visit that church there. There is a recruitable character at that point, and you might know who that is, considering that I said that they're recruitable on both routes. But, this is another reason why I don't like the A route, because the way that you get this character is way more, annoying on this route than it is on the other. Because they're stuck on top of a cliff and can't really contribute to much. They also don't come with a restore staff in a map where you really want it. Also, I don't think I've used the Soul Manual on Brighton yet? Or did I? Yeah, I haven't used the Soul Manual. Yeah, I'm losing track of which attempt I'm currently on because of, yeah. And so we have those villages, and once the bandits start spawning, I really, really want to get to those and have the Pegasus Knights away, so I forget exactly what aggroes them. But if it's now, please aggro now, because I need them away from those houses. Nope. Wait, no. Okay, no, you spawned. Okay, they are aggroing now. Right, that saves me some trouble. And now they're just going in a big wedge formation. And here comes Misha herself. Alright, so here is where we also have a very large problem, because I don't want them to break through the leaf. At this point, I think I'll just send Leaf over here. Everyone else just needs to be right on the cusp of their range. If you want to train somebody, the pirates that spawn are a really good way to do that. I forgot to use the Soul Manual again, because they keep coming for a while, and they're pretty weak, and you can just sit somebody here and just take them out. But yes, here is the thing: we want people who are not mounted. We also want to make sure that Misha doesn't die, but a lot of her wing does. So for that purpose, see, here's where I'd really like if you could just lock in attack ranges. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and ensorcel Ilios. And then dance for him. Though this might have been a terrible idea, because maybe he's not even in range of them. No, he's in range of a couple of them. It's just the question is, yeah, Misha has 9 movement, and he has 10 range on bolting. Yeah, maybe it's better if he does this. And yeah, it's only map animations for green units. Guess they couldn't be bothered to come up with pallets for them. Karen retreats back a little bit, and then I want to kill, like, everything except Misha. That's the tip of her range. So if I put, like, Asbel here, and I'm going to equip Graph Caliper, because why not? Oh, yeah, she has Vigor Stars, because of course she does. So that can easily mess you up here. Maybe Homer should go here and start the Nosferatu. Yes, it has 60 uses, which is kind of ridiculous. Okay, let's have you go down here, equip that. And right now, Misha can only attack Nana, but Nana has Wrath, and that could actually ruin me. So let's not do that. Put Nana over there. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, you have 3 con. You have 3 con! 5 attack speed. Okay, they don't... Lara doesn't get doubled. And only one of them can attack her. 6 and 7. That's 13. I think Lara just barely doesn't die. Alright, Karen's here. A couple of them are probably gonna go for her. I think I'll leave Lara there. Oh, she gets 1 defense from the forest too, so she's actually only taking 12. Yeah, the enemies didn't even do anything, but we have a bunch of those. Oh, okay then, right. I thought for a second, wait, are they running? Are they all running away? But no. Okay, here we go. Yeah, if they can't get to you, sometimes they don't even use up all their movement. Yep, so thankfully, Lara did not get horribly killed there. But speaking of horribly killed, none of these Pegasus Knights are not getting horribly killed like I hoped they would. Okay, it's a one-shot, nice. I was worried that Homer wouldn't be able to double them, but actually he probably is able to. Okay, that's 2 of them horribly killed by Homer. How does it feel to be defeated by a poet? Granted, a lot of samurai were poets, so it's not like terribly uncommon. You went in a river. I can't get Fergus to you this turn because you're in a river. And now you can go all the way over here and attack my people on the side. Right, oh boy. Getting through this without Misha either dying or, hang on, how many warps do I have? Oh, I still have 2 warps. I mean, I may as well make use of my warps, but... Oh, wait, hang on. No, I can get the warp to Safi. Safi can warp Fergus up there. And then I can try and hit her with the sleep sword. Because, okay, I guess let's start it this way. Firstly, Karen has to talk to her. By something to protect, she means her own financial security. And that's all. Strange as it might seem, that conversation is actually a requirement to recruiting her. And it's due to what happens at the end of the map. But, okay, yeah. Trade, warp over to Safi. Does anybody need physicking? Oh, yeah, let's, wait, no, hang on, you have Mend. Might as well use Mend on Lara. If I have the option. Yay, he leveled, I mean, he gained +1 defense, that's something. Again, I hate having to do this, but, I mean, I might as well use up my resources. Because I actually should be able to kill the rest of the Pegasus Knights if I can take care of Misha this turn. Because Dean can get 1, the mages can get, or Nana can get 1 each, and then, Ilios might be, like, we'll see. Thanks to, like, dancing, I might be able to do this, but okay. And you still have 14 skill this way. Oh, I need to hit a 70. Just like the last time. Oh, I can actually get Nana in, though. Oh, I should have... If I had canted Karen, I could have quite easily put Karen in his support range too, so that's also on me. But okay, he's in... actually, can I... Oh, wait a minute. I think I might still be able to do this. So if I... Okay, this is a little weird, but if I do this... You pick up Leaf. You take Leaf. He doesn't have the Kingmaker equipped, does he? Hang on. I might be able to force him to have the Kingmaker equipped. I just need somebody with 3 free inventory slots. Wow, this is super convoluted, but I might be able to make this work. If I get rid of everything he has except for the Kingmaker. Okay, he is equipping the Kingmaker now that it's the first one in his inventory. So now I have double charm. And now he has a 90 hit rate, which is still not perfect, but it's better than 70. Okay. There we go, we did it. So now that Misha's asleep, okay. Because she was on a, now she can't step on water, so that she just, yeah, went whip over here. But yeah, now we should be pretty much good. So at this point, we just need to take out the remaining Pegasus Knights, which again, Dean can get one of them. Yeah, let's just use the Dragon Pike. It has plenty of uses. So that's you gone. And now, I mean, let's actually try and take them both out with Ilios. He's a root exclusive character. He deserves the screen time. Because with the aid of Lara, he should be able to get this last one as well. So unfortunately, we've had to wipe out all of Misha's squad, but we were able to successfully do the capture in the end. I have just enough attack speed to W with regular Thunder, because enemy Pegasus Knights, it's kind of a universal constant that they have, bad con. And there we go. Now we can just get, the heck out of here. Because on turn 12, we don't really want people to be down here. And now, yeah, we can actually afford to send some people up here to deal with the pirates. Of course, her whole squad is not entirely wiped out just yet, but let's give them time. Okay, so that's one bonus objective, well, sort of failed, the Warp Staff, and one bonus objective successful, which is good. So now it's time for the other insane aspects of this map, and one of them is getting to that church without getting people brutally killed by Loptrian mages. And also getting to these houses. So, whoever captures Misha is going to be basically out of action for the rest of the map, and it might as well be Karen. There we go. So, yeah. So something about, like, capturing people, though, that I do need to clarify, because this makes perfect sense, and I'm kind of annoyed that I ever got this wrong earlier, but yeah, it makes perfect sense. So, oh, you are still ensorcelled. So, let's just try this. I mean, it's completely unnecessary, but still. Because, you know, Dean would have got the kill regardless. But yeah, when I said back in the chapter with Lithus, when I said, whenever you capture somebody, don't let them go, because being released counts as being killed. This is actually not true. It only counts as that for characters, recruitable characters, whose status needs to be captured when the map ends. So Lithus and Salem and Misha, I think they're the only three. Trude as well, yeah. But they're pretty much the only ones this applies to. For them, you don't want to let them go, because their status needs to be captured when the map is over. But if that's not the case, then capturing an enemy will result in them returning in a later chapter if they do. And that means that Connor Moore is going to come back in Chapter 18. Oh, hi there. Almost forgot about you. At least I have Physics Staves in case he does get hit by them. So, yeah, if you want to actually get rid of Connor Moore and Amalda on the A and B routes respectively, so they don't become a problem in Chapter 19, you actually have to kill them. Capturing them will cause them to come back in that chapter. So, I was wrong about that. Oh, wait, I think I now know why they gave these guys, why they made these guys green units. That's so that they don't actually get the authority bonus from the enemy army, and that's going to be very relevant. It's kind of funny how relatively easy it is to lose Leonster in Genealogy after all the effort Leaf goes to reclaiming it. Like, it's an optional castle, and, yeah, you don't, like, Do I... Yeah, may as well visit with Fergus here. Which means that, like, if you lose it, it's not going to set you back aside from cutting down one of your ranks. Well, okay, pure waters are always nice to have. And he already had one for some reason. I guess Fergus can get the other one while Dean works on picking off these guys. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go for the Javelin here just because he can canter away a little further. I don't want him getting hit by, like, all of these guys. And yeah, kind of always want to have a scroll when fighting Loptrian mages because of, their crit rates. Speaking of crit rates, I mean, Dean does have a 3 times modifier. And yeah, now I can cancer away down here. I very much want Homer to be close to the front lines by the time where, in fact, I can actually go ahead and use you as a rescuer in that case. I'm still not, like, the greatest at, like, mounted unit rescue drop chains, but I feel like I'm improving. Okay, now Nana. Right. Also Ilios. I mean, actually, Ilios... Well, no, I probably should have Ilios closer to the front. I mean, granted, I just realized you could, like, just warp skip this chapter right now that we have Misha in custody, and, well, let's just say it might be worth your while to do that. Things are about to happen soon. So where are we at? Okay, yeah, turn 7. If you're prepared and have strong characters, the main gimmick of this map is not, like, as bad as you might think it is, but yeah, also, again, these pirates, great opportunity to train people if you need to. But yeah, now that I have rescue, I can go ahead and grab this one, which is the real prize. Well, actually, rescue's also amazing. Yep, take this warp staff before you go. Yeah, hell yeah, I'll take this warp staff before I go. Yep, sadly I didn't end up getting the boss one, but still. Okay, if this guy misses, then I can safely leave Dean here, I think, and, well, actually, he does need to be a little healed, because otherwise Jormungand might put him down into poison death range. He got hit. Yeah, I have to retreat him. Also, I probably need to physic him, because there's a chance poison may actually kill him. And I have seen people die to poison in Iron Man's. You have that. You're the one with... Yeah, so you are the one with physic. So let's make sure that I physic the right person. I think physic is one of the staves that is able to double cast in this game. Not a lot of them can, but physic is one of them. It's really just... I think it's just heal, mend, and physic that can. I forget if the recover staff is in this game. I want to say it's not. I know it's in FE4, and that's because a lot of people like giving it to Leaf, because he has, like, A ranks in every single weapon type in that game when he's promoted. And that means, like, he's the best candidate for the recover staff, because, like, low magic doesn't matter when you're fully healing anyway, and he can just use it with his A staves. Yeah, it's kind of easy to forget with Leaf being a fairly standard lord in Thracia, but in Genealogy, Leaf is a very unique character. Okay, so we're pretty much gonna go full-on Awakening here and start NOS tanking these enemies, hopefully. Though I believe what does end up showing up here is a multi-tile bridge rather than a single-tile one. We do have some shops here, too. But yeah, another great aspect of Homer is that he has a support with Nana, so effectively her charm count, like, has double the effect for him. You know what? I'm bothered by this missing HP on Leaf. Let's do this. I think that does make him equip the light brand, though. No, it doesn't. Okay, good. Yeah, the ins and outs of how weapon equipping works in the various Fire Emblem games, it always keeps changing. Yep, there's a lot of pirates coming to the party. Unfortunately, they're gonna find themselves a little late. These villages have now become closed. Kind of reminds me of how, like, the, like, Emblem and Asker in Heroes kind of made interesting use of, like, the terms opening and closing when it comes to power sets. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, the river is 20 avoid. I think actually at this point it's better to just be on the house. 24 attack. Okay. I think he's fine as long as I, like... No, wait, hang on. Let's just Dragon Pike so that I get my 2 hits in. And I don't even need to worry about Jormungand. Unless I miss a 99, but I didn't. Okay, there we go. Nowhere near as frustrating as having, like losing a Pokemon and a Nuzlocke to a 1 in 256 miss in Generation 1. Yeah, that's a thing that can happen. Like, it's the only reason they did it is because they set, like, the way the RNG works. They're just like, okay, let's just set it so that, like, anything with perfect accuracy is, like, I believe it's, like, anything from 1 to 255, but the RNG can generate a 0. So with Nana here, Homer has 77 avoid. Which actually is gonna be not the best. However, as long as he has a scroll, which he does, like, as long as he can't get crit, with Nosferatu, he should be, in fact, can I ensorcel him? Okay, we're almost at the point where bad things start happening. I'm gonna actually go ahead and preemptively grab you. And I really want to ensorcel Homer when said bad things happen. Or I could... Does anybody hear of Pure Water? Okay, Asbel does. Yeah, maybe I actually just give him the Pure Water. Because this is my counter strategy to the Genius Tactician. Another thing that makes these bandits good for training is that because they're NPCs, you don't get battle animations with them. Their stripes actually look kind of cool in green. Oh yeah, if you're using Halvard, you might want to capture some Killer Axes because they're pretty decent with Vantage. But now I can go ahead and visit this church. Yeah, this is where Sarah is on this route. Thankfully, it doesn't have to be Leaf this time. Yeah, so this dialogue, in an earlier translation, he said something like, she's a bit touched in the head, that one, and Little Manster thought that was a very yikes embellishment that didn't actually really convey the Japanese at all. Like, the general context is more meant to be that she's just very otherworldly. But yeah, now we have Sarah on this route. She has Silence, but no Restore, which is unfortunate because we're gonna want that soon. Yes, Silencing Pirates. The most effective use of that tome ever. Okay, we are on turn 10. So, the thing is gonna happen very shortly, and in fact, for that, I'm gonna start the Homer train. Pure Water go. He should whoa, actually, no, he doesn't one-shot them. They have a lot of HP. Right, I guess that was a waste of a Pure Water. Yeah, well, these guys do have a lot of health. Attack speed 8, though, and 3... Okay, I think he does double most of them, at least. Yeah, now, the rest of us are going to go, like, the bare minimum to still be in range of the Homer support, while the Homer charm, while still not actually being close enough to the area. I guess drop you in case I need to ensorcel people. I also have to remember that on turn 12, another thing starts happening. And a bunch of spawns on turn 12 have rapiers, so it might not actually be worth your while to send cavalry that way. You probably want 1 to 2 range that way as well, so actually maybe Ilios is going to be useful there. In fact, Ilios doing this may even prove a point, like, story-wise. Suppose Fergus could go back here. He might need to dismount eventually. Yep, it's happening! Sias has arrived! And the fun has certainly not arrived. In fact, the fun has left. I think that's a vague, I think it's... Is it Tarzan, where somebody bursts into a scene with "The fun has arrived"? The genius tactician, the Bishop of Flames. So many epithets for this guy. Yes, I can already see a marked improvement. Like, all of our hit rates have risen by 30%. And Reinhardt is apparently meant to be descending. At least, so here's the thing, it gets a bit weird. Like, Fire Emblem Awakening, I always found weird how the game tried to make reinforcements less jerkish by having bosses say, "Ahaha, I am about to summon reinforcements on you." But here I think it makes sense, and it makes sense to warn you that they're going to be attacking from the rear. Because it does make sense for the enemy to be explaining the strategy to the person who's actually going to be executing the strategy. The enemy's morale is suddenly sky high. Yeah, here we go. This is why I recommend avoiding the A route on blind playthroughs. Well, I mean, you know, the forest is annoying, but honestly, I consider this to be worse to a blind player than the warp tiles. Royal Bishop of House Velthroma, that's Arvis's house. And he helped Marita earlier on, but he seems to still be with the enemy. I'll give you the TLDR of the info dump. The son of the late General Ida. So Ida was an NPC who appeared towards the end of Genealogy of the Holy War. She's the one who appeared and dropped meteors on I forget if his official localization is Reptor or Leptor. One of the people in Granville staging the coup and trying to take over. Unfortunately, it turned out that she wasn't exactly on our side. Just because she was anti-Reptor does not mean she was pro-Sigurd. She was actually a part of Arvis's side. She was more the enemy of our enemy than our friend. So yeah, the enemies now have very high hit rates. However, Homer doesn't fear getting hit because he has Nosferatu. I'll probably only show one of these animations, then I'll turn them off. But this is my counter strategy to the whole Syas thing. Because it doesn't really matter if the enemy's morale is sky high if you don't care about getting hit to begin with. And I have plenty of Nosferatu uses for this. But the general idea here is these guys are meant to swarm you with scary... Oh yeah, I forgot they had Vigor Stars. That's kind of funny. Like, they're pretty strong for generic armors as is. Oh, also, Syas has a sleep staff. And this is why I recommended bringing a bunch of restore people. The good news is, Homer is immune to this because his magic is ridiculous. Oh, also, he has movement stars! So, yeah. Syas, like, this is the point where things do indeed get very terrifying. So, who are you going to sleep next? Let's see. Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, I guess Ilios's low magic build kind of worked against him there. There goes my... Huh. Okay. At the very least, he only has 3 sleep uses. It's also really funny that we still have this music, but I think it will be changing in a moment. I just realized if Halvin gets put to sleep, I could have problems. And yeah, so you haven't actually heard this music in this playthrough yet, but this music is, in fact, let's go ahead and use a restore. It won't actually force him to mount again, though, I think. Oh, okay, thankfully I actually can restore stuff thanks to my dancer. This music normally plays on your next player phase after you lost a character. The story considers Syas' arrival such a portent of doom that it is playing the character death theme. But yeah, here's Syas. Yes, anybody with less than 18 magic is not safe from being put to sleep. So in fact, if Homer hadn't used that pure water... Oh no, he had 18. Yeah, he was fine. But still... Still, yeah, this is very, very brutal. Leaf is fully healed, at least. And yeah, a couple of them can actually go for Leaf and Nana. If I put Leaf here... yeah, quite a few can still reach him, unfortunately. However, a lot of them are going to throw themselves against Homer and die, and that's the main point. What's Nana? Okay, Nana's avoids 70. I mean, I'm gonna have her equip the Earth Sword just in case. And then everyone else is just gonna run down here and hide because, not so much because they're in danger, but more because, I want everything to attack Homer. And get one-rounded. If I could only ensorcel Ilios right now. Oh, actually, hang on. No, I'd rather save that for ballistas. Do I need that for ballistas later on? Maybe I don't, okay. That's sort of interesting, but let's see. Yeah, I am keeping Dean in this general area, just in case Halvin gets put to sleep. I remember I had an earlier playthrough where Dagdar ended up put to sleep. Also, by the way, if you were thinking of, okay, for one, you can't actually warp anybody in here to Sias, because these tiles are untraversable. Like, he's surrounded by impassable tiles. But yeah, if you have the hidden data turned on, he can't be captured and he can't be killed. And yeah, he has 10 authority stars and 3 vigor. So yeah, he's giving everything on the map a 30% hit and avoid boost. You do not want to engage the ballistas while Sias is around. Oh, right. Do all of you... Okay, you actually do all have vigor stars. You know what? Let's just get you away. And let's just... Okay, what's the turn count? 11. This area is not quite going to be unsafe yet. Everyone else down here is probably fine if they proc Vigor Stars. I don't want Leaf to break the Kingmaker, though. So, here we go. Oh, right, this happens too. We have rewarping Loprian mages spawning on this map. Oh, no. Oh, no. I would have appreciated you not critting there, Leaf, because that means another thing will attack you and you'll use 4 more Kingmaker uses. Okay, that misses. I think he actually still consumes a use, though, with miss. I think you still consume uses with misses in this game. Oh, boy. I think that's actually the Kingmaker breaking. Or maybe not. Or maybe that was exactly it breaking. We'll see. Because, yeah, even after we take out this armored platoon, there are still the rewarping Loprian mages. But again, they do like to go where other people are already engaging your units, so I'm hoping they don't go for Lara, is what I'm saying. And I forget if that counts green units or not, because if they go for Halvin, that could also be a problem. At the very least, though, you can try and capture them and get more starves. And honestly, I don't really need the Kingmaker here, because we've established that I don't really care about Homer dodging. He just needs to have Nosferatu. And a scroll, because otherwise these battle axes are very likely to hit you. Crit you. I mean, they're likely to hit you, but yeah, they need to hit you first to crit you. Speaking of crit you, I'm glad for that, saving a Nosferatu use, and now a couple of these guys are going to try and Javelin Homer and get horribly destroyed. Which is very good. Fare thee well, Ogre Knights. Actually, an Ogre Knight would be kind of a cool concept. If it's, like, even if it's a Hoshidan, like, kind of class and it's, like, Oni-based, but okay, goodbye. Armor Knight. If it's just down to the Loprian mages, then I'm not too worried. But we'll see where they decide to warp to. Of course, for them, I believe you can actually teleport someone over and block their spawn point, unlike with Sias. In fact, I wonder what actually happens if you warp somebody onto that tile before Sias spawns. I want to say that tile's impassable, though, to you before that point. Okay, here we go. Wait, no, you're sleeping somebody. And it's Brighton again, that's fine. Brighton has become Jeff from the Wiggles, that Australian kids band. Wake up, Brighton! Okay, moment of truth. Where are you going? I kind of figured. Oh, right, they can't even attack on the turn they warp, so I'm not actually that scared of them. Sort of forgot about that. They're not witches from Gaiden. I still love how it plays this theme. But yeah, if you do try and warp somebody to where the Loptrian spawn, though, they're in range of at least 2 ballistas and also a siege tome with Sias's authority boost, so you probably don't want to do that anyway. The Restorer is out of range of you. Because the Restorer is currently, in Glade's pocket. That makes it sound like Glade's bribing people. I mean, I can always wake you up later. Oh no, the Kingmaker lives! Nice. But okay. I do probably still need the Earth Sword. Because here's the thing, Sias will leave on turn 15. Like, the general idea here is you're meant to, like, endure until that point. You know what? I'm gonna NOS you. And then I'm gonna leaf the other guy. Thank you for the one-shot, although I don't need to capture rewarp stars on this route. Well, for one, it's gonna be over, but secondly, also, yeah, with Knack's most relevant stats on him. Of course, I gave him the, oh, right, I took away your Armor Slayer. And, wow, your damage with the Light Brand sucks, huh? Okay. Hang on a minute. I do have the follow-up critical modifier, I suppose. Oh, I probably should have put Asbel in his support range before I did that, but oh well. I also have a fairly decent adept rate. Or I could just miss. But okay, everybody who can attack this armor is going to be able to have 1 to 2 range, so he's probably going to die. And he'll be attacking one of them before he gets a chance to activate a Vigor Star. But yeah, right now is where things get kinda tricky. Right now is where we actually have to worry a little bit about the people down below, but let's just go ahead and have... I would hate to misclick and accidentally release Misha, though. Yeah, because the Reinhardt battalion is going to be spawning in a moment. And anybody who tries to fight the Reinhardt battalion should have scrolls, because they have Thoron, which, you know, as we've established earlier, has a tendency to crit you. But I believe if I have Ilios dismount... yeah, he still has the same strength and magic stats while dismounted. I want to say that female Mage Knight loses a point of strength, but male Mage Knight doesn't. Oh, right. Dean needs to heal eventually, but he has a vulnerary. So yeah, right now it is mostly a matter of just enduring. Yeah, that is a lot of Mage Knights. Also, we have a red-haired palette swap of LeMay from earlier in the game. Yes, I like Muller better than Myler, as some websites call him. So, fortunately, Reinhardt is not actually going to be fighting us on this map. And this conversation is actually very interesting. Because it's generally common ammunition in the arguments of people who say Reinhardt's not as sympathetic as Heroes makes him seem. Because Reinhardt essentially just abandoned his army because he's a simp. That's kind of a crude way to put it, but it's kind of true. It actually reminds me a little bit of Antony and Cleopatra, like the Shakespeare play. I watched that a while... Oh, okay. Oh, I should not equip that sword. It gets me doubled. Huh. Okay, at the very least, though. Okay, I remember, I think, when I was doing my test playthrough, this is where I found out that rewarp could miss, but I'd forgotten that was a thing until now. So, I love that so much. I'm so glad that I'd forgot about it so I could react to that live. It just looks so funny when they're just like, hehehe, I'm going to teleport myself right into the middle of their ranks, and then it just miss. It's like, what did they do? They dropped the staff or something? Like, that is one of the, honestly, that's one of the funniest things in all of Fire Emblem to me. Just seeing a Loptrian try and do rewarp and missing. I mean, it doesn't consume a use either, but, like, yeah. In Antony and Cleopatra, there's a moment where Antony abandons his fleet just to chase after Cleopatra's barge. He doesn't have a scroll. Welp, that's not good. I can give him one, though, at least. That could have been really terrible, actually. Wow. My laughing could have been, yeah, the last laugh could have been on me. But yeah, these guys have Thoron and rapiers, so if you want to steal a whole bunch of rapiers, that's good. This is a good time to do so. This guy actually has some really nice stats, even more authority, but it only affects the Gelban Ritter. A cab, but weapon ranks too, huh? And a Master Sword. How likely is that Master Sword to kill... Nah, it's not gonna kill Ilios, okay. And... I'm gonna... No, if I ensorcel, he's gonna get attacked, huh? Because I would really like to ensorcel Ilios, but... Unless I rescue staff him, I probably should rescue staff him if I do this. But I would like Ilios to be ensorcelled right now. And didn't get the movement star. Yeah, this should be a kill. Also, we get to see Male Dismounted Mage Knight, which is basically just a power swap of Male Sage. Just with the parts on the body colored to look more like leather armor rather than robes. But yeah, I think I need to rescue staff, Sleuth, or... Yeah, so people have actually mentioned that it's probably supposed to be, or by people, I mean the one who did the fan translation. How... Yeah, the reason why he was called Shroff was that people suspect that the name is actually meant to be Shroof, which is a name that was recorded on German immigrants to America. But the thing about that is that it's often suspected this was just a misspelling of yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rescue him just because yeah. A misspelling of Schroff, which is an actual legitimate German name. And yeah, that makes sense. We won't really find out for sure until he gets into Heroes, but I kind of highly doubt it. Now, this is something that could age either well or badly, depending, but part of me wonders if Heroes is actually going to end its servers soon, because they are finally on that book, on the book dealing with, like, the Asgard equivalent of the setting. Which definitely sounds like it has, like, full-on, like, big bad of the whole setting, you know, vibes. Hang on a minute. Speaking of... I'm sorry, I keep saying hang on a minute, but if I move Leaf over there and equip the Kingmaker, that actually puts Ilios in range of the Kingmaker. I'm sure Ilios really likes the idea of the Kingmaker in general. Also, let's preview the shops while we're here. Yeah, they sell silver lances here, which is kind of nice. The problem is that nobody can use lances indoors apart from generals, and one of them needs to promote, and the other starts with an E rank in lances, and is horror to recruit. So, yeah, that could be a bit of a problem. Okay, yeah. As long as Mueller can't attack anybody... Oh, there's supposed to be Mueller Vander now. No, I think another Loptrium was trying to spawn there, but the guy who dropped his staff stood on him. Okay, you actually got your staff working that time. That's a bit unfortunate. But yeah, you're seeing now, they like to go where other people are engaging your units. However, wow, these guys' rapiers are terrible. At the very least, Ilios is pretty bulky. And he has a miracle as well. Yeah, may as well show some more combats with Ilios here, since he's, you know... Oh, you're going for Thoron, huh? Why'd the other one go for the rapier, then? And yeah, here's the problem. He has a 0 follow-up critical modifier, so that second strike is never going to crit. I'll show one more animation. Why did the first one not go for Thoron? By all rights, Thoron has way better might against him. And now I'm very thankful for Ensorcel, because without it, I wouldn't be one-rounding these guys. So yeah, Ensorcel is just amazing in general. It makes it harder for you to get put to sleep, it makes your magic offense better, it makes it easier for you to put other people to sleep, / berserk them or whatever. And it's a shame you can't have a berserk staff on this route, because it would be really fun to, berserk Mueller and have him go around whacking a bunch of his own Mage Knights. Kind of deep purple on Ilios's palette is kind of nice. Reminds me of how, like, purple was kind of considered the color of nobility in the days of, like, in ancient days, because purple paint was just such a, like, the pigment for purple paint was just very, very hard. Like, the thing that purple paint was made out of, like, the pigment, was just really hard to get hold of. Okay. Like, oh, finally you get soul. Nice. I'm a little... you didn't double there, and that makes me worried that you broke your thunder. He probably did. And that's actually a bit of a problem because of... I think you have better strength than Ossian in my other file, which is sad. Whenever it comes back to this theme, I'm like, wait, did somebody die? But no, this guy just rolled high enough on attacks. Oh, and he used the rape. Yeah, so... Okay. And, okay, this guy is Mueller. It could be nice to put him to sleep and capture him. 60 hit, and my avoid is... Ooh, yeah, that actually could be a little problematic. Although, Dean is here. He brings Dragon Pike. He also brings not having a scroll. Okay, so we're on turn 14. We're almost home free here when it comes to Sias, but... Okay, let's actually send... Oh, you know what? Nana can actually go here and maybe equip the Flam Sword? I could try at least. Oh yeah, because they'll only be able to attack her with magic, and she has effectively +5 resistance with this. That isn't even Paragon Nana. Okay, so now you have 84 avoid. Because also with the Master Sword, it's 27 attack versus his 10 defense. So he only takes like 10 times 2. You also... Oh, you have 12 attack speed with that? Oh, he gets doubled, huh? Yeah, this actually could be a problem. So... this is a little silly. Just gonna make sure that Lara is not somehow in ballista range here. Just trading around all these scrolls. Can you believe that the first time I played Thracia, I didn't actually know that scrolls block criticals? Yeah. But okay, now that I have no chance of a critical against me, I can go for this Dragon Pike on you, I suppose. Though I do get... So he does 14 damage to me times 2. I do have physics, though. Okay, let's try this. Well, yeah, I actually am fearing you a little bit right now. Oh, no. Oh, no! Ugh, right, okay, then. Well, I can try to take you down, at least. So I am getting a little worried for Ilios' safety right now. But he has 8 Thunders still. That is enough to take out the rest of these guys and not break his weapon on the boss. I think right now we should be gearing up to send some people in here. Because we still have the 2 Siege Tomes and the boss to deal with. And some ballistas. Oh, right, we established that we were waking up Brighton eventually. I am still a little worried because I don't want to mess up this late into the chapter. Another one of you who I'm kind of fine with, though you're probably going to warp down to Ilios again. Yeah. Which forces everybody to go after him in melee. Okay, so that's not the boss man. I am so glad I gave him a scroll. Oh, hey, nice. Rare Ilios critical. I mean, not so rare, because Thunder's got a good crit rate. So when on his first attack, he has a decent critical rate. But, like, I should say, like, the only way Ilios can critical. Yeah, see, you went for the rapier. Oh, nice crit there, too. But it's not you that I'm afraid of. It's the Gelben Ritter boss guy. And here he comes. I believe I am getting doubled by this. Okay, his hit rate's pretty bad. Oh no. Are you kidding me? No! No! No way! 3 out of 4! 3 out of 4 quarter chances. 3 out of 4 quarter chances hit. I had 2 charms in range of him too. Okay, I don't like doing this, but this is the non-canon timeline anyway. I'm splicing in footage of a different run. Unfortunately, here I messed up and didn't put Nana in range of Ilios, so this could still end very badly. Also, last turn, 2 Loptrian mages warped in and blocked the way, such that none of the mage knights could actually attack anybody. So that was very unfortunate. But okay, now it's just down to whether Ilios will get lucky this time. Okay, that's you down. Oh no, don't you move and block again, please. Okay, it's not blocking. And he's still one-rounding some of them at least. Strength is not really what I need right now. I could really use Soul soon. Actually, that might be a blessing in disguise. And I have the Brave Axe on Halvin for these pirates because, you know, this is a non-canon timeline, no real reason not to fully use it up. Not getting cons okay. So as fun as the Ilios rampage is, I think I'm going to learn from my mistakes and actually move him away. But he can get a quick bolting cheap shot on his way out. Revenge from the alternate timeline, I guess. Reminds me of certain fan artists who's been doing like an AU of something, and then they've got branching off timelines of it so that they're AAUs. But yeah, I've actually left Asbel down here with Graf Caliber, just because I feel like he's maybe a little more likely to survive the onslaught. Because he also has a leaf support. This does mean I need to put Nana a little bit closer, though. And I wanted to have Leaf and Nana go for, like, here, just so that I'd be in position to rush the base once Syas leaves. But, well, actually, that should be coming up pretty soon. Yeah, here we go. Ishtar herself has also arrived, however, she's not going to be fighting us, thankfully. There is actually unused data of Ishtar, like both dialogue and stats of Ishtar being on the battlefield, but it was actually for chapter 19, not this one, thankfully. I thought for a moment that it was actually this chapter, and imagine how horrifying this chapter would be if Ishtar was fought here. Also, the prince who's been possessed by an evil dragon god has a high fever. That's probably not going to end well for anybody within a several-mile radius. Yes, his health's been declining as of late. It's almost like a completely different consciousness is trying to eat his personality. Yeah, that's where Ishtar has some sense, at least. I feel like if there was like a manga of Thracia, we probably would see the scene in Connaught in her chambers with Julius. But Syas is gone, and that means the plus 30 hit and avoid bonus is also gone on a lot of the enemies here. I don't think it applies to any of the Gelbenritter, though. Because they are under a different authority. They're a separate army. Oh, wow. Huh. I mean, rapiers do have a freakishly high hit rate, so... But, I mean, 14 hit against somebody with over 100 avoid is pretty horrifying. So, I hope Asbel should be able to handle this. The boss does have a little over 100 hit, but... Okay, I was about to say, he's gonna need to, like, he's gonna need to hit, like, every single one of his 4 attacks. I mean, he'll only have 2 attacks, because there's no way he doubles Asbel, but still. Yeah, I mean, Asbel getting hit twice would probably still kill him, though. What's your hit rate? 3, okay. Well, I already saw why you were so feared, hopefully. There we go, that's more like it. Also, I have 64 crit. Good riddance. Yeah. I think actually in my test playthrough I captured that guy for his Master Sword, but that requires sleep. And now the last pirate falls. Sounds like what, like, you know, the world government propaganda would be saying in the potential finale of One Piece, once we finally get there, I guess. But, okay, yeah, I mean, Asbel can just stay back here. Also, Asbel can use Tornado now. He'll be at that level on my other file as well, but, here's Tornado. It's very heavy for a Wind Tome, so I don't find it, like, super useful, but at least it has a little bit of extra might. It's actually... technically speaking, more useful than it was back in Genealogy, where, yeah, the sad thing about, Tornado in Genealogy is that, in fact, I can actually talk about this because it relates to that subject from earlier about, like, Leaf, and, like, how, like, what his main uses are in that game. So, Leaf is also considered to have fairly uncontested access to the Tornado Tome in that game, and that's because... there's no bridge here anymore, huh? Interesting. Wait, hang on, are we expected to cross into there from there, or... That's... interesting? Huh, I thought you would be able to attack from the front. I'm gonna make a save state in that case, I don't really want to take any chances, but yeah, so... in Genealogy, the only way to reach an A rank in Wind Tomes is to either be a Master Knight, which is like Leaf's class in, when promoted in Genealogy, or be Lewin's child. And Lewin's child would have access to Forseti anyway, and so would have no reason to use Tornado. Really, the only potential person who actually likes Tornado besides Leaf is Teen, if she's Lewin's child, because that way she has an A rank in Wind Tomes. But in that pairing, she doesn't have Pursuit, so she's not really going to be super useful anyway. Yeah, maybe we actually need to go the long way round. Again, I'm not that familiar with this map. Okay, the map I'm using says that there was a bridge here, but it's gone now. And the bridge isn't coming back, so I guess you do have to send everybody the long way round. Or, you know, we can ferry some people over there with Dean. It's a shame, I was actually looking forward to having Matcha and Brighton cut loose there. So I can bolting ballistas from here. Unfortunately, I still need Ensorcel, but I have plenty of uses of it. Yeah, it's actually really funny. The guy who actually... The random boss who drops Tornado in Genealogy, they actually had to... Okay, wow, that still wasn't a one-shot, huh? They actually had to give him, well, I guess Ilios heard me and wanted to prove himself. They actually had to give him minor Forseti blood just so he could use it. Because he's a Mage Knight, and Mage Knights don't have auto A rank in Magic in that game. Because, yeah, back in FE4, weapon ranks were only determined by your class and Holy Blood. Kind of similar to Engage that way. Now, I think these Loptrians are just gonna walk straight towards us, because, unless the ballista attacking counts as, us being engaged with an enemy, in which case they might warp to Halvin. Now they're just walking towards us. Oh, right, we'll see. Yeah, I was like, why is there still an NPC phase? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's because, that is because, sadly, Misha is here, and that means that she's still an NPC on the map, even though she's currently been captured. Okay, that's useful. You don't have a vulnerary, though. You know what? At this rate, I might just, like, try and, like, warp staff some people in. How many warp uses do I have? Oh, I have more as well. Okay, you have one use of the warp staff. So you might be able to warp Fergus over there. Unfortunately, Halvin has the other one. However, I might be able to daisy chain it down to me. Like, for example, if I make a bit of a formation like this, I can probably get it over to Shroff in time. Well, not in time, but, you know, in the space of the next turn. These ballistas are still kind of dangerous even without Sias, because they're backed by 5-star authority. Oh, okay, now you're warping. You must consider that other Dark Mage to be close enough. However, you, sir, made a wrong decision. I bet you didn't expect the ultimate horse capturer, well, apart from Fionn, to come over the river like that. But again, that daisy chain plan. So you trade the warp, probably also the rescue to Asbel. Asbel can run and give it to Fionn. Both of them. Fionn can give it to Glade. Glade can give it to Sleuth. And Sleuth can now, hang on a minute. Yes, he can go here. Get danced for. Oh, okay, that's actually... That means he can warp 2 people. Huh. Okay. You know, if I'm warping, I may as well just go straight here and snipe the ballistas. I mean, at this point, I may as well just be warp skipping the map, but, like, you know, I just like to avoid that if at all possible. Let's just, hate doing that. Just gotta keep to these forests, but, okay, now I can just, brave sword you to death. Yeah, for some reason, Fergus decided that he needed to lift in this playthrough. Whereas in my other one, he got a lot of stats butt strength. And still was like a one-rounding machine, because he's just that good. And completely redundant critical, but okay. Oh, wait, that's A in light... Yeah, it is A in light magic. It's funny how you can get by with just a D and everything else. But yeah, A in light magic. I am gonna save the other warp for next turn, because when I get rid of the ballistas, then I can warp Dean in and just go to town on these guys. And maybe even the boss. Oh, I forgot to move some other people. Okay, that's a killer axe, but I have a scroll, so I'm fine. And I one-shot you, so I'm more than fine. And yes, I guessed as much. You two are going for Leafy Boy. Now, it might look like there's no way to get into that... Oh, hi there. Nana is doing what her mother couldn't and dodging the meteors. I mean, you know, Lacus has canonically survived the Battle of Valhalla. She just ended up in the desert and got... Okay. And got stoned, implicitly. And thank you, Wrath. Is that other guy going to attack her and die? Yes, he is. Thank you very much for that. Oh, now she's poisoned. Which kind of more means that I just have to worry about time wasting. I think she just got con there. Yeah. I think she still needs to be in that forest. Alright, let's not get Leaf killed by siege tomes. So I do... Okay, what's your avoid, though? Yeah, I don't want him to be getting hit by the ballistas, so... Gonna have to just, hold off a little bit on the action at this point. Finally, we get the victory is near theme. I'll just equip that for the more evasion. I mean, you're not gonna break it. Oh yeah, and he does have a scroll, so you know what? I'm actually gonna go ahead and do this just to get rid of one of the ballistas. Okay, he can fly over the wall, but... I mean, he could dismount as well, but I don't think that's necessary. And yeah, finally got rid of one of them. Oh, right, where's Ilios? Oh, Ilios is down here. Can't quite get into range just yet. And again, Marcher and Brighton didn't really get to do much. Okay. I hope I heal Dean. Oh no, I don't want to have to... Oh, right, a cost, yeah. That could actually be pretty bad when it comes to these guys, I just realized. Because that's double meteor. Okay, dodge that one at least. And that should be fine. Yeah, unfortunately, you definitely go for Dean, and yeah, that's actually a pretty cool dodge animation with just the map animations on. And Dean's been leveling up a lot. Is he going to get fatigued? I wouldn't be surprised if he's close to fatigue right now. No, he is not even close. Oh yeah, by the way, this gate just opens when you step in front of it. It's a bit of a guide, dang it. Also, these tiles here are basically impassable, so you're kind of forced to... Oh yeah, you actually need flyers or warpers to capture them. That's interesting. However, I believe you have... Yeah, you have a master weapon. Let's not do that just yet. And yeah, I have to fight you rather than get a one-tap capture just because of, you have a non-siege tome in your inventory. But okay then. See, I mean, granted, I do have a rescue staff. Right then, so if I attacked you with the... I don't have an armor slayer on you. And yes, being a general on terrain, you do have ridiculous defense. Huh. This is kind of likely to be my best shot, and I am within leaf range as well. He needs to hit 2 27s, but that has happened before. I think I will go for it, though. Oh, crap. Don't hit again, please. Thank you! I have had enough 20s hitting for one day. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh yeah, and Fergus does have a cost, which in this situation could actually backfire on me badly. Well, I mean, if it's the A route, I might as well... Like, okay, so if you're actually following along, don't do this. Don't use up all of the A route staves in one map. You want to save some of them for later, at least. But, you know, it's kind of fun to show off all of the staves you get from the A route, given that, yeah, this is kind of like the main point to going here, this way. So now I can give Homer another chance. And there we go. I admit that I was just being a bit cheap and save scumming, but I want this chapter to be over. Yeah, I don't like this chapter very much. And it clearly doesn't like me very much either, because the RNG's been a little bit insane today. Okay, technically I lose this guy's stuff if I end the map before taking the stuff, but I'm just gonna end things here. Yes, many more foes, and some foes who are going to be an even bigger pain than this map, probably. I mean, well, we found out on the B route that he's taking the women with all that implies, so he probably does deserve this, but I still feel this is a bit harsh. And yeah, now on this route, I don't actually think you get the full explanation as to Xavier, so that actually kind of sucks, because it's pretty important that you do understand the full Xavier thing, because it's ridiculously complicated. But if you captured Misha, then you've got her recruitment here. Sorry to do the bio at the very end, but she does technically only join now, so this is when I'll do it. Yeah, the only reason we had to kill them, though, is because they all had Rider's Banes, and I don't really fancy getting Fergus and Ilios one-shotted. I kind of wish that they actually played the Celeste theme from Genealogy here. But yeah, exactly, all those kids that you claim to be fighting for, I mean, you know, what would they say if you got yourself killed here? There are a lot of games that, well, mainly just this one and the Leap, that have Pegasus Knights working as mercenaries, but I do feel like this has been, this game, in particular with Misha, does a good job of kind of deconstructing it a little bit better than some of the others do. But yeah, August is a good point here. Although it's always the case where sacrificing someone close to you versus someone you don't know, often people tend to choose the one they don't know. Ah, but you didn't know about the child hunts. Yeah, again, like, in some places the Loptrians are pretty brazen about it, and in others they keep it hidden. But then again, Celeste is really not that under the Loptrian cult's sway, so it makes sense people from there wouldn't really know. Ah, yes, this trope is so common, I feel, because it also happens with Horus in Shadow Dragon, even though that came after this game, when it's like, you know, if you really want to atone, then live. And yes, that recruits Misha, so here she is. Misha is in a very weird position, and I will admit, I don't often take the A route or use her, so I can't really speak to how she works. But the main issue is that she is a pre-promoted flyer at around the point where flyers stop being all that useful. And even when they are, Karen, Dean, and Edda combined is usually enough. That said, she has a really good base magic and starts with the Wind Sword, so she can put out some good offense with that, while also tanking enemy mages. She has decent offensive growths, a support with Karen, 2x follow-up critical modifier, and a Vigor Star. She'd likely be really good if she joined just a little earlier. She's just gonna have to dismount a lot going forward, and that hurts a bit. And for such a difficult recruitment, I've always found that a bit disappointing. And oh no, from one nightmare to another. Next time, it's the worst, most awful, most tragic recruitment in Fire Emblem history. Next time, I go insane. See you all then.